Whenever someone comes to me and wants to learn jazz, there's basically two different problems that can occur. The first is that a student might think that there's an obstacle of jazz theory required to actually learn and know before you even get playing one jazz standard, and I fundamentally completely disagree with that. For a music that's over 100 years old, a lot of the early jazz improvisers probably didn't know a massive ton of theory. They certainly wouldn't have known what a super Locrian scale is, and a lot of the early improvisers were basically kind of playing off melodies and stuff. So for that reason, I think that there's only kind of a few things that you need to learn really well to kind of get started with jazz, and it's not a lifetime's kind of thing to learn all the theory. We don't go into transposing things for alto clef. There's just a few kind of simple concepts that you need to learn and get to grips with, like for example major 2-5-1s, the harmonized major scale, notes on the fingerboard. If you thoroughly work and understand those things, then jazz, the theory basically starts there and really doesn't go that much beyond that. Everything else is based off all of those things. So what I've done in this course is I've basically tried to avoid any rabbit holes and just kind of, I only wanted to give you what I think you need to know to thoroughly understand and properly learn jazz in a way which makes it accessible, fun and engaging. So the course basically covers all that which I've just said in a clear, concise manner, with a full PDF booklet which you can use to follow along with this course. It's around about 60 minutes, maybe a little bit longer in running time, and what I do is basically give you a few proven exercises to learn all the notes of the guitar fingerboard in as little as 2 to 3 weeks. If you're currently playing a jazz chord and you don't know what notes are underneath your fingers, then you need to know that you're playing the root, 5th, 7th, 3rd, that the notes are C, G, B and E. I'm going to give you an exercise which is going to help you smash that type of thing, so that whenever you play any chord or scale, you know exactly what it is that you are playing and how to amend it, so you can take any chord, make it into another chord type, or you can take a chord like this, and if you want to make it interesting, you can do, and you know exactly why, and you basically have the theory that it takes to be able to do that. That's what's covered in the first module. The second thing that we get into is the harmonized major scales. If you're currently memorizing songs thinking A minor 7, D7, G7, C major 7, then you must be exhausted. It's much easier to look at things in terms of key senses, C modulations, major to relative minor, 2-5-1. I explain how to see this and how to make it easier, because theory is designed to actually help make things easier and help learning jazz easier. We try to make theories to understand things, and I think that there's a few basic theories that really help us understand and, more importantly, hear what's going on, really. Because think about it like learning a language. If you was basically speaking a language and you could only speak it, yeah, you could probably get by okay with that. But if you can write the language down, if you can understand the language, it gives you so much more depth and enjoyment from a language, rather than just basically, from an oral perspective, hearing and repeating. So that's something that we get into there. There's also the kind of very confusing aspect of minor 2-5 harmony, which I kind of give you the full lowdown about, really. So like I said, it's not a full comprehensive jazz theory guide in terms of like every chord change, every substitute, everything you need to know, because ultimately you don't need to know all that stuff to get going with it. If you're looking at getting to playing jazz guitar or jazz in general or whatever, then you don't need to know what a tritone sub is straight away. You don't need to know what a backdoor 2-5 is, and you don't need to know what the fourth mode of the melodic minor is. All you really need to know is the major and minor scales, how they're used, 2-5-1s, and notes on the guitar neck to help you tackle those obstacles. So if that's something that you're interested in, please check out the link below to my course, Practical Music Theory for the Jazz Guitar Player. And if you have any questions about what's covered, or you want to find out more information about the course outline or anything like that, then check out the link and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email about practical theory for the jazz guitarist.